Hello, listeners, and welcome to Youth Ventures podcast, PDX Business Spotlight. Welcome back to Season 2 of PDX Business Spotlight. We are so excited to spotlight even more small businesses and share their story through this amazing platform. Today, we are so delighted to welcome Ola, who is the owner of Flourish Spices and African Food. So, Ola, can you please give an overview of who you are, what your business is about, and how you got started?
Okay, so my name is Ola Elkana, just like she said, and I am an origin of Nigeria. I moved here I can't remember, like 16 years ago. And since I came to the US, I've always wanted to have my business. So when I came to Oregon, I decided to start my business. I actually started with hair, then I diversified into food because I believe food brings family and people together. Everybody has to eat. So that was why I started doing, the food I love, the food I grew up eating, and I began to, just be the link to everyone around me so they can enjoy the African food. Thank you.
Wow, that is so inspiring. I really love how you used food as a really good way to connect to all of the people, and that's just a really good business idea as well. Ola, who or what inspired you to start your business?
So I would say probably I have always loved to do business right from a child. I've always been selling since I was in probably high school, selling this and that. And I've always known I'm going to sell things. So, but one of the things that really inspired me was that when I came to Oregon, I live in Sterling, and I have to drive 1 hour to Portland to buy the food that I really love, the African food. So one day I told myself, I just have to do this, and I remember when one of the things that really got me going, I told God I wanted 3 things in Sterling. And one of those things was to have an African store. So little by little, people started asking, oh, maybe you should do it. Maybe you should do it. And I just started, with catering for people little by little. And, here I am. I have a store and I sell all these African groceries so people can go home and cook and eat what they like.
Wow, that is so wonderful. Ola, I'm Indian, so for me, I'm actually pretty fortunate because I have a lot of Indian food markets readily available near me. So I never had to drive super far away to get Indian food. But for you, it's really inspiring how you took this problem in your community and you really addressed that so well by starting this wonderful business.
Thank you.
Ola, how has being a person of color affected your business?
I would say it has its pros and cons, affected my business. Maybe I've had a few people, ask me the down question. And I'll give an example. I remember one day someone walked into my store and said, oh, where's your boss? In my heart, I'm like, why do you want to see my boss when I am here? Then finally I said, well, I'm the owner, I'm the boss. She said, how long have you been here that you already have your business? I told the person, it does not matter how long I've been here, but I am the boss. So let me know if you need me to help you. So, apart from, things like that, here and there, but so far I already have my community because once everybody comes to a new place, everybody looks for the African day. And, my name just pops up. So I already have people who want to buy my food, who wants to, see what I have.
Wow, that's really wonderful. And Ola, I know because of the pandemic, there have been so many businesses that are shutting down because they've really faced through so many difficulties and had so many downsides. But Ola, how has the pandemic affected your business? Has it had any upsides or downsides?
So I would say just both. So when the pandemic started and, I didn't really know what to do, but, the sales were really, really low and slow. People don't want to come out. People don't know what to do. And, I still have bills to pay. I have to pay my rent and everything. But, I just, kept going in my own little way. So I was just doing 2 or 3 hours a day. But the good side about the pandemic was that it also opened my eyes to other things I could do. So this pandemic opened my eyes that I could have my own line of dry mixes. It opened my eyes that I could cook for people. So I started cooking because I was always at home, cooking and put it on Facebook and Instagram and tell people, oh, I can cook for you. So I actually probably launched the catering side of my business more during the pandemic because people just want to try new food, so they order. And they come pick it up, and we don't have to do. We're able to just bridge the gap a little bit. So I would say the pandemic has its ups and downs. Apart from sales being very very low, but it gave me an idea of what else I could do to make it better.
Wow, that is super unique. And Ola, I was looking at your website and you really offer like a variety and a huge diverse amount of items. But beyond that, you also offer catering, you offer how-to videos. It's really unique, like the different services you offer. Do you want to talk a little bit more about all the different services you offer?
So I can start with the catering. So it could be as small as for two people. I could do portions for people. And I could go as big as catering for up to 1,000 or more to people, just depending on the unique kind of food they want. So I'm open to, catering large events, small events, but I've been able to break it down so individuals who don't have a party, but they want to enjoy the African food. So they could come to me and they tell me, oh, I only want two portions. But I always limit it to at least two portions so that, it's worth cooking. Since, African food, it's really, it takes forever to cook. And the other thing that I also do, like I have this dry mixes. I have my own line of Flourish products. So I have this African snack, the African donuts, the drop donuts, and I have like 5 flavors. So the only thing people need to do is to take it home, add water, and deep fry. And you enjoy your puff puff. And some people also call it beignet. So it's African donut, the little round things. And I've been able to diversify into, healthy food. I have the akara pancake. It's eaten pancake, but made with bean flour. So it's really healthy. It's keto friendly. It's, it's organic. It's really healthy. So I'm just trying to push it more into the market. But so far, those are the, other things I do apart from having, the grocery in there.
Wow. Just by hearing that, I mean, my mouth is watering right now. Everything sounds so delicious. Ola, this might be a little bit of a hard question, but what is your favorite African dish?
Wow. That's a hard question. I love all food, but I can never say no to African yam. I can't say no to the African yam. I always have to say yes to it. I love it.
Wow. And do you have any recommendations of some dishes that our listeners should make?
Okay. Recommendations, the go-to food I tell people that they need to try first is the jollof rice. You can't go wrong with jollof rice. So I tell people if you really want to try any African food, jollof rice and maybe chicken or beef or goat meat should be your first thing to try. After that, you can graduate to eating the swallow. We have the fufu and the egusi. If you remember the TikTok challenge that just went viral some months ago, everybody, and let me tell you something, orders have been flying in. Everybody wants to try the egusi soup and fufu. So that should be probably, something, you should try before you try all the other ones. But those two, it's a must try for everyone.
Definitely. I have personally never eaten African food, so I'm looking forward to trying that for sure.
Yes.
And listeners, if you definitely try out these delicious foods and check out Flourish Spices and African Foods website, and you can find really amazing recipes there too, and try making them at home. Ola, what advice do you have for young entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs of color? And what are some experiences you could talk about that might motivate or inspire them?
Okay, I would say don't ever give up on your dream. I would say I have a little interview on my YouTube page on YouTube where I was interviewed, and I told them when I first came to this country, I was a young mom, of course married, and everybody told me you have to be a nurse, you have to do CNA, you have to do this, you have to do that, and I kept telling them you have to go to. Everybody told me I have to go to the medical line because of job security, and I told them no, I want to have my business. No, I want to have my business. I didn't start having my business immediately. I worked at restaurants. I did dishwasher. I worked at, so many places. I worked at the warehouse. And I have a degree. But I always tell myself my goal is to have that business. And one day when I graduated from school, I told myself it's time. And I opened my business even with no clients, without having an idea of what I was doing. But I kept pressing. So there were challenges where I didn't even know how I was going to pay my rent for the shop. But at the end of the day, the rent got paid, right? So I've had my business for I think 11 years now. So, but I never gave up. I had times where I almost gave up. But I told myself, no, I can't give up. It's too late to give up because this is what I want. So when you want something, it does not matter what you go through. It does not matter the challenges. Keep pushing and you'll get there.
Wow, that is so inspiring. I love how even despite all these struggles, working all these different jobs and having people in your life tell you to follow different paths, you still pushed through all the negativity and you really did succeed as well. Ola, how can people support your business?
I think they can support me by ordering from me, especially my brand, my Flourish puff, Flourish donuts, Flourish buns. I also have a new product. I did my Flourish hot sauce, the African hot sauce. I only sell it at the store right now. So once you pick anything that says Flourish, I will appreciate it because, you just want to support me, and encourage me. So people can go to my website or just give me a phone call, like my DM on Instagram or Facebook message, and just order something, no matter how small, just to encourage me. And I think, that's the best way to encourage an entrepreneur like me.
I definitely agree. So listeners, please check out flourishafricanmart.com. Go to that website. Go watch all those how-to videos, order from them, and they also cater, so definitely try all these amazing African dishes. Ola, are there any special projects or any social media that you would like to plug?
So the only projects I have right now is to probably get, my products into big stores. And, sometimes I tell myself, I don't want to start small. I'm looking to getting into Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. You may never know. One day you might just walk into Costco, and see my products there. So I think that's my aim, but I believe, it's good to start small. So I'm starting small, and that's my goal. Just to see Flourish brands everywhere, every store you walk in.
And Ola, what's your business's social media that our listeners can follow you at?
So on Facebook, I'm Flourish Spices and African Food. On Instagram, it's also Flourish Spices and African Food, one word. And my website is flourishafricanmart.com. And, just put my name there and you'll see.
Wow. Okay. Listeners, definitely go follow Flourish Spices and African Food on all those social medias and please continue supporting them. Ola, do you have any last words that you wanted to say?
I just want to say a big thank you to you and to all the listeners. And I'm also here to encourage young entrepreneurs one more time. Don't ever give up on your dream. Pushing and you'll get there.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Ola, for joining us on this amazing episode of our podcast. Listeners, please continue supporting Ola, and we will link all their social medias and their website in the description box. So please click on it and check them out. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of PDX Business Spotlight, and please continue checking out our next episodes as well. Thank you. Thank you for listening to PDX Business Spotlight by Youth